figured it'd be a good idea to visit the new castle of the Pope. Welcome back to Drinking It In. I am your host, Chris Casara. We are here to help you know more and drink better, and we are going to France, visiting the new castle of the Pope, or maybe, as will be more familiar to you, wine from Chateauneuf du Pape in France. So Chateauneuf du Pape is a popular appellation in the southern Rhone of France, and these are red wines, right? And we've talked a little bit on the channel about red wines from the Rhone, but they're usually made up of the Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre trio. There are some other grapes that can be in the mix or that are allowed by law, but for the most part, those are your three key grapes, with Grenache being the most prevalent. And what that tends to give you are high alcohol wines that are usually loaded with black cherries and some other red fruits, right? Bordering on getting into the black fruit side of things. So now, in this particular episode, I'm opening up another bottle of the 2010 Chateauneuf du Pape to see how it's aging. I have a number of these in my wine, let's call it a collection, because it's no longer in a cellar. It is now upstairs in my house, because that is actually the coldest place in the home. And I bought this bottle along with a bunch of other 2010s back, more or less on release. So probably close to 10 years ago. And, I like checking in on these things to see how they are aging. Because the other thing too is, I think what I'm in some ways trying to prove is that you don't need a perfect cellar to lay down wines for many years. Right? Wine's a little tougher than we think. It can, you don't want to have temperatures that go from 60 to 80, right? But if your wine cellar is not perfectly air conditioned and at temperature controlled at 58 degrees, your wines can still survive. Apologies for the delivery truck outside, but hopefully that didn't come through too loud on the camera. What are we drinking? Let's try to actually get ourselves situated correctly here. Domaine Giraud Tradition 2010 Chateauneuf du Pape. This is number 01194. So bottle number maybe 1194. It's pretty cool that they put the label on it. And then I'll take a close-up picture of the crest that appears on all these bottles, which is just makes it phenomenal to just look at. So, like I was saying, these wines are going to be big. They're beautiful for any sort of roast or stew, or they pair well with lamb, things like that. Really appropriate to the colder weather, as we're getting into the time of the year where you're gonna need some really rich warm food to warm your bones. So let's see what this is bringing to us right now. Wow, it's prettier than I expected. I expected something that was kind of gonna punch me in the face a little bit with a whole bunch of with a big basket of fruit. And this is almost a little more, it's more perfumey in nature. So I'm smelling lots of, a lot of black cherries. Black cherries, maybe a few blackberries in there. There's some of those, there's a dried leaf note in there, and a touch of smoke. Of course, I don't know, maybe I'm just smelling my neighbors next door as they have their fireplace going. No, it's definitely coming from the glass. A little smokiness, dried leaves, lots of black cherries. Pretty. Okay, so this is big. This wine is big, but it is so it's velvety. So this wine has no rough edges. It is velvety, easy on the palate. A lot of dark fruit. There's some. It's a little bit of I don't call it I don't have medicinal quality to it, but a little bit of a twang to the end of this finish, right? So you're just loaded with fruit. There's a sort of a perfumey medicinal edge to it. It is really elegant. They don't give you much information on the back other than to say it is Chateauneuf du Pape and it is a Rhone red wine. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll look up on the website, see if I can get the breakdown of the grapes in here. I'm going to let this air out a little bit. I just opened this up about a half hour ago, didn't decant it or anything like that. And I think this would benefit. Like this is, it's elegant and easy to drink, but it is still brawny, right? So I think having another few hours of oxygen hitting this is going to make it even more smooth, more tame. It is a pretty wine. So plenty of acid in this too. Like there's, I'm getting nice acidic notes. So, I think there's still a lot of life left in this 2010. So I don't have another bottle of this particular wine, but I have at least a handful of 2010 Chateauneuf du Pape still upstairs in the collection. And, we'll keep checking in on them. I don't want to do it too often. Maybe once every 6 months. That type of a rotation is a good idea. Hey, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what else you want to see me taste, explore. Let me know if you have any questions, on anything that's, wine and drinks related. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to describe this episode to your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please. I know there's a lot of you out there that are watching but are not subscribing. It would mean a lot to me if you did. And I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Cheers.